No.
It is the year 2005 where everything cool and nice were being released on a regular basis. We were absolutely at the peak end of the edgelord era.
Almost got a gun. Almost got a gun.
In fact, a lot of racing game fans consider 2005 to be the absolute peak year of gaming, where we released such amazing games such as Midnight Club 3, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Project Gotham Racing 3, Mario Kart DS, F1 Grand Prix, Motocross Mania, Crash Tag Team Racing, Jack X.
You have a habit of leaving people to die, don't you? You get used to it.
Fucking hate that game.
Name's Sue. I've heard all about you.
187 Ride or Die.
We've been expecting you.
Damn, baby girl body's banging.
LA Rush. Crazy Frog Racer. What the fuck?
Total annihilation.
Okay, I take it back. 2005 was a really mixed bag, but you know what I mean. Anyway, today's video is going to be about Burnout Revenge. So yeah, this video is pretty much just me reminiscing about this game. Hopefully I enjoyed the game as much as I remembered, as well as I remembered it. Probably it doesn't, probably it does. Well, let's find out.
You're tuned to Crash FM.
Oh yes, this intro with the woman's very tantalizing voice, you know, games back then, like racing games in particular, really was a time when they really glorified the female form in a very, like, I guess, male gazy vibe. Honestly, I kind of miss that shit, because that was just a sign of when gaming didn't take itself as serious. It was just a lot more fun. You could just tell it's made by a bunch of nerds who just really liked fun shit. Instead of how it's today, where everything's trying to be all, I guess, progressive, whatever, try to appeal as many people, so you can't really do risque stuff like try and have banging women in your shit.
Lies! Deceptions!
And yeah, the intro is just a bunch of clips, whatever, and I'm just like, compared to something like Burnout 3, which that one's absolutely amazing, by the way, with the "We are the lazy generation, we are the lazy generation." Instead, this one's really just a bunch of cars exploding, and I'm just like, so lame. Even though I love this game, that's one thing I really do not remember liking in hindsight. But then you gotta see that fucking menu with the endless driving car, just driving with the camera shaking and the different camera views. The execution is what makes it count. In fact, there's a very underrated aspect of this game's presentations with how the music really gels well with the game's aesthetic, essentially. Like, again, the menu really highlights the whole "this is Burnout" but with a much more grittier, edgier vibe, because from what I recall, the other three Burnout games weren't really as dark and serious. In fact, they were very playful, lighthearted, but then you see this game.
Oh, great heavens!
And oh yeah, the soundtrack in this game is absolutely goated, by the way.
Perfection.
It definitely is like one of the best racing game soundtracks ever.
Gas up the crutch that kills the pain. Gas up the crutch that kills the pain. Gas up the crutch that kills the pain.
And whoever at EA,
Fuck me, EA!
were responsible for the soundtrack selection, they're cooking. Especially of how it's pretty much a huge glow from Burnout 3's soundtrack, which in my opinion,
Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob!
really just sounds like a bunch of really obnoxious punk rock music trash. No offense, guys, I'm sorry, I know a lot of people love that soundtrack, but I just think that soundtrack is way too damn singy. Well, in this game's soundtrack, there actually is a lot of diversity with the type of music that was selected, which in turn had a little something for everyone. And I, for one, appreciate that. And yes, the loading screens. Like, why they gotta do me like that? Why they gotta do me like that? Yeah, one thing I've noticed about this game's gameplay in particular. Oh yeah, it's very satisfying, it's very smooth, but it's very stiff. Like, holy shit, feels like I'm controlling like a car that's on cardboard in a way. Like, it doesn't feel as smooth as I remember it being, which is strange because I play a game like Burnout Paradise. Yes, that's the game I'm talking about. Burnout Paradise is so fucking smooth. Like, I felt like I've been spoiled over the years of playing Burnout Paradise, especially in particular the fact that that game is available on modern consoles. That game's so smooth. Like, your car is super responsive. Like, you literally feel like you're gliding through glass in that game, in the best sense of the word. It made the racing in particular and the burning laps and everything feel so much more, aspects of the game actually a lot more fun as a result. In this game, it feels like a drag. In Burnout Revenge is way more easier than 3. Like, 3 feels a bit more harder because in that game there's no such thing as the traffic check, which, oh my god, I love traffic checking. Honest to god, might be one of my favorite aspects to be put inside a racing game, like, ever. Which is something I wish more games will have. But no, this is the only game in existence to ever have traffic checking like this. Like, some madman in Criterion Studios was like, oh mate, wouldn't it be like awesome to like use that projection car, right? And use it as a fucking bullet. The other guys are like, oh mate, that is some really gangster ass shit, bruv. But yeah, besides that, taking down is pretty much the same as 3. But 3 honestly is a lot harder because of the traffic check is not a thing. But honestly, that makes the game a bit more intense compared to 3 because the game is so much more chaotic with the literal hitting of cars' asses, seeing all the cars veering left and right, weaving through other traffic. Like, it's absolute carnage, man. Like, no other game gave me this sense of like, holy shit, it's like just certified controlled chaos. This is so much fun. But honestly, as a result, it does make the game feel a bit kind of mindless and bullshit in the sense that the AI is so fucking stupid. Like, if you literally like do not boost at all, the AI just doesn't boost as well. Literally, the AI will just slow down accordingly. They will not use shortcuts as well because the AI in this game is super simple-minded.
Hold on to your butts.
I got you, homie. Wow! Beautiful!
My fault, OG.
Bruh.
And then they got those stupid ass rubber banding, which is the bane of my existence, because every racing game in this generation literally had to do rubber banding. I literally do not get why devs back then thought it was a good idea. In fact, they still do that in games nowadays, but it's not as bad, because I think devs nowadays are a lot more self-aware of how bullshit rubber banding is, because that's not a good substitute of hiding how piss poor the AI is. Because in this game, the AI is so piss poor. In fact, it's debatable to say if this AI is dumber than the one in 3 or not, because yeah, the AI in this game is really dumb. I think they improved the AI a lot well in Burnout Paradise, which I know it sounds like I'm glazing Paradise in this video that's about praising revenge, but
It's just the way it is.
but man, one thing I gotta admit about this whole session so far, I kinda suck at this game.
Oh my god! God damn! Oh shit! Rolling.
I think it might be because I am getting old or whatever, but I don't react to racing games as well as I did before, so fuck! And I'm just like, that ain't gonna keep me down, because when I get out of that loser's mindset, I suddenly become a god and I remember, oh my god, I am that bitch. I am that guy who literally makes the game his own bitch. I literally am John Romero telling those Daikatana guys that he's gonna make them his bitch. And that's what I did when I played through the game several hours in. I just feel unstoppable. I feel unkillable. I feels amazing. I'm like, wow, now I remember why this game's so satisfying. But oh yeah, I was talking about my experience within the PS2 version, because there is a 360 version.
Played these games before! I said I played these games before!
Let me tell you something, man.
360 version is so strange. The graphics, they kind of suck monkey dick. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know why they gotta make everything so murky and muddy, and it's like it's ugly. They kind of took away the sleek darkness of the original PS2 version, just made it super muddy and looks like a piss. Like you're literally racing throughout a whole pile of piss.
It is fucking minging.
Like you literally are driving a piece of turd in the wind. I don't know why I'm voting red, but hey, you get what I mean. And speaking of which, the physics, they kind of took a dive again. I don't know why, for some reason. I think it might be way easier to take down people in this version. I don't know, maybe it's because in this one you can tap guys a lot more easily to the side. And then suddenly they just crash out, and I'm just like, it makes the crashing not as satisfying as it was in the PS2, because you actually had to put in a bit of effort in order to take down somebody in the PS2 version. This one, I don't know, slight tap, and they're just like, they just start freaking out and they're going again, and then they just crash out and die like they're from right to hell or something. They're the right and explode. Drive out to the right and explode. That's what it feels like. It kind of makes the takedowns game kind of. Speaking of it not being as satisfying, it definitely has to do with the fact that for some reason they made it so when you take down somebody, they just disable the music, so you just hear nothing but just the wind flying and shit, and it's just like, it's cool the first 1 or 2 times, but when you're just continually taking down people, it just comes across as very intrusive and awkward, because you just want to listen to some really badass Asian dub foundation while seeing a car like fly like 50 feet in the air, which is something the PS2 versions did quite well, which I don't remember it doing because I played so much of this 360 version that I ended up thinking, oh okay, I literally was so shocked to find out the music was still playing in the background. But I do gotta admit though, the crash mode in this version is probably better than the PS2 one because of the graphics. Like, holy shit, I don't know what happened, but PS2 one, the explosions, they're alright, but on the 360 with the added processing power, the explosion is so much more devastating. The crash breaker is like 10 times more devastating in this version, to the point that it literally lags the damn console. And the sound design is so much more meaty as a result of this, you know, added processing power or whatever. Makes everything so much more visceral than the PS2 one in terms of its visuals. I mean, you can actually notice the damn paint slide off the damn vehicle, which I have never once realized was a thing until today's recording. That did not need to be there, but it was there because they want to flex. I was always wondering, like, why is there not a place?
Chadwood. I'm talking about that PS triple.
Maybe it's because they ran out of time, whatever, and the PC version does not exist. Because I'm like, man, I think this game would have a lot more relevance if it was playable on PC.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
And I'm just like, I don't know, man, like playing these games on emulation isn't like the same or as satisfying as just grabbing out to a legit console of the original game and just playing it as it is. It's more convenient on PC, but you're missing out the gaming experience, which is quite ironic from gaming YouTube, because these guys advocate for retro gaming, yet they always play games on emulated platforms and loses a bit of its shine from it. Does that make any sense? I don't know. My overall thoughts after playing through this game again is that it doesn't really kind of hold up as well as I thought it would be. I know, like, the game, it still is a great game, it still is one of my favorite games of all time, but it's not really as amazing as I thought it would be. Like say, compared to something like Midnight Club 3, Dub Edition, Burnout Paradise, which I know a lot of people think is the weaker one, but that game, I don't know, that game's just pure vibes, I love it so much. And Motorstorm Pacific Rift, that game still holds up so much better than this game, holy shit, I love that game, I'm going to make a video about that game one day. But either way, Burnout Revenge is still a fucking awesome game, and playing through this game really gave me like a huge smile. It literally reminded me of my childhood, of just how innocent and peaceful life was, and holy shit, life was so much more simple and not as complicated and frustrating. I wasn't constantly having annoying toothaches like I am now, because like literally as I'm recording this, my tooth is hurting like fucking crazy. I hate my teeth like this. I didn't used to have this shit when I was like what, fucking 6 years old. Oh, I hate it so much. But yeah, you know, we don't get racing games like this anymore. They're always trying like appease to the tuner culture, influencer market, because every fucking racing game has to appease to those stupid ass degenerate influencers, whatever, and fucking open world. We don't get like these very tightly constructed circuit racing games anymore and all that jazz like we do in the vein of indie games, but then they just don't hit the same really. I mean, like my favorite modern indie game racing games definitely has to be like Wreckfest or something. I'm looking forward to the sequel a lot. Probably is the best racing game in the market, next to Forza Horizon, which honestly that game is kind of like, I'm surprised it's on PlayStation. I'll definitely buy it on my PlayStation, but for now I'm like, The sad thing is that racing literally used to be my favorite video game genre. In fact, there was a time when racing games used to be a lot more popular than they are now, because they literally used to be like first party focused. Like when new Need for Speed came out, it was like on magazines. New Burnout came out, Midnight Club, even those for like new IPs and shit, they were actually getting some mainstream attention. Now it's like they're always put in like this one corner in the gaming sphere alongside the likes of sport gaming, which also used to be like really taken seriously by a lot of gamers and all that shit. Nowadays they just both kind of exist in their own niche and nobody takes them serious, and I'm just like, I used to be a defender of racing games like probably in the mid 2010s and late 2010s, but then after like the pandemic, it just hit me that this whole genre kind of lost its cause, and I just realized, who gives a shit about racing games anymore? Like the publishers certainly do not care, and the community, they're just always talking about wanting to get like remasters of Underground and all these old racing games, and that just kind of makes me go, instead of people wanting to have new games in their entries, they're all about give us remasters, because kind of speaks to how people are with their nostalgia and how we just kind of want some comfort food in this really trying times. And maybe it's just because those games are so good that they kind of eclipse anything new nowadays, so why make something new? Because what can you do to improve on perfection besides like, I guess, putting it onto Unreal Engine 5 and making the game run at like 15 frames per second, because that's how Unreal is. It's an unstable piece of shit. So yeah, that's all I gotta say today, folks. I'm still gonna keep the game close to my heart, but yeah, I'm just kind of ending on a bittersweet type of notice, because like, what more can you say, man? We just will never get games like this anymore, and I'm just saddened. You know, its imperfections is what makes it feel like a truly human product instead of something that feels AI. It's really dirty, it's really grungy, it has a lot of blemishes, but it has heart, and it manages to be very competent at what it does. And that's all what I want from a really enjoyable racing game, is just that. But yeah, that's how it is. And that's my video. If you guys loved the video, or liked it at least, please remember, again, like, comment, sub, that really benefit out my channel, help me with the algorithm and all that shit. Because yeah, I think I need to take a bit of a rest right now, because my teeth is really killing me right now, and recording this video has been kind of painful on my mouth, so I'm just gonna shut up for now, and I'll see you guys soon.